Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sandy here if you're new, and it's absolutely glorious day here in Kentucky. I'm happy you're here with me. Today's project, I am going to be repurposing these little clothing button envelopes. I don't know if you all get these with your clothing, but I had saved all of mine because they had buttons in them. And now what I've done is I've taken all the buttons out of them and put them in my button stash. And now I have all these fun envelopes. And I want to show you some different ways to alter these, decorate them up, and different tools you can use to change them from just this white. And yeah, we'll jump in and I'll show you different ways to do that. I also had a request from someone on how to make these. And what I have done is I've taken and put a template up on my Patreon site. So a free template, or you can download, and then you can trace the template out and cut them out and then make your own. And these are, they're pretty small. They are, they're about 2 inches wide, and they're 3.5 inches tall, including the flap. And actually, if you include the bottom flap, they're 4 inches tall. And then if you include all of the flaps, they are, so it's 4.5 inches this way, and then 4 inches this way. Now, each one is a little bit different. Like this one's a little bit longer, so they don't have to be this size, but this is probably the most common size. And I think these are great. We can use these in our journals, but there's so many other things we could use them for. I know that you could use them if you make it just a little bit bigger, like this one here. You could put a gift card in it, decorate it up, and give it to, as a gift, someone you're giving them a little gift card. You could tie it onto a present. You could use them at Christmas time, decorate them up in a Christmas theme, and use them as tags on Christmas presents, or even on your Christmas tree, turn them into ornaments. You could also, in addition to using them in your journal, you could put them on cards. So if you're a card maker, this would be a fun layer, decorate it up and add it onto your card that you're giving someone. So I have a couple that I have done and decorated them up. And like if you're doing a sewing theme, then it's okay to kind of leave some of the writing on the button. And so they're perfect for a sewing journal. So all different ways to decorate these up. So let's get started with taking some of the white out of the white ones. And then I also have an idea for how to change these black ones up as well. So let's get going. All right, there's several different mediums that you can use to decorate these. One, you could definitely be using your Distress and Distress Oxide inks. You could also use your Distress paints, or you could use your Distress sprays. So lots of different options of how you might want to use them. And you can use the micas, or you can use the just regular Distress sprays. And you could also use your Dilutions ink sprays as well. And I'm going to start off with the and you could also use your watercolors, and you could also use acrylic paint. So lots of different options with the acrylic paint. You just, similar to how we're going to use this, you add a little bit onto the glass and then add some water to it and dilute it. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to do peeled paint, shabby shutters, and rustic wilderness. And I'm just going to put them on my mat over here. And I know you probably can't see the color too well, but trust me, it's there. And you'll see once I start dipping the envelope in there. And just going to give it a little bit spritz of water. you can put some gloves on if you want to. And I'm just going to kind of mix it up just a little bit. And then you can either do like a dabbing method like this, or you can do like a swooshing method. And I'll do a kind of a swooshing one here in a minute. And I'm going to do the fronts and the backs, but you can just do the front or the back, your choice. But I love that. And then once it's dry, we can cover up this store label and the extra buttons and things like that. So you can, I like leaving a little bit of white there, but you can have it get completely coated if you want to. And I'm going to put just a little bit more down. And this technique, you can use this for any sort of tag. It doesn't have to be for these envelopes, but it's a quick and easy way to get some color onto something. And then this is kind of the swoosh technique, if you just swoosh it through there. So it's really just whatever look you're going for. And I love these colors together. So pretty. Very spring. Reminds me of spring. Alright, so that's using the inks. And so, very easy, very simple. Next, let me show you using these distress paints. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a shake. Shake, shake, shake. And I'll move these over here to dry. And I'm going to use tumbled glass. And with these envelopes being so small, you really don't need a lot. And stormy sky. A lot of paint. And I'm going to dilute it out. And again, I'm going to do a little mixy mix here. That's just gorgeous. And just a little dabbing. Look at that. That's so pretty. And if you want to keep the two colors separate, then you can just kind of spread them out on your mat. And what I like about these paints is once these dry, these become permanent. And so I could come back in if I wanted to and add some inks on top of this and do some other techniques, and it will not change the paint since it is dried. I love doing stuff like this. This is just so fun. And then also, once these are dry, you can come back and if you want to add some little mixed media to it, you could add some modeling paste through a stencil on these. I think I have, yeah, I don't know if you can see it on here, but here I added a little bit of, this might be collage medium or gesso, one of the two. And then last, I'm going to show you using the distress sprays, and these have mica in them, so let me get these shook up. I have these shook up, and I am just going to spray. I have Hocus Pocus, and that's probably too much, but we'll see how it looks. And I'm going to try something a little bit different since these are have mica in them. Let's see if my experiment will work. And I am going to go ahead and add some water because I do want to dilute it. And let's give it a try here. Let's see. So I'll kind of mix them up a little bit. And I'm going to spray on my envelope very lightly also. Let's see if that does anything. Oh, look at that. That's cool. I like that a lot. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, that's very pretty. So I'm going to set that aside over here and let that dry. It's dripping a little bit. Catch that there. Okay. So we'll let that dry. The thing I want to try is I want to see on black if the mica shows up. So we'll give it a go here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but it does seem to be showing up. So we'll see what it looks like after it's dry for sure. Nice. Okay, we'll see what happens with that experiment. And I think I have enough. I'm going to do a couple more here. Purple's my favorite color. So we'll do a couple more. And then once these are dry, I'll come back and we'll do some decorating on these. Probably I'll do it in another video, but I'll show you the ones that I made earlier just to give you some ideas. So let me let these dry and then we'll come back and I'll show you how they look once they have dried. While those finish up drying, I also wanted to share that you could do stenciling on these, and that would be really a super easy technique. So if you didn't want to, mess with getting your inks all wet, then you could just do some stenciling on the background, and that would easily tone the white envelope down. And then you can add some more layers to it. So here's this one here. I think that is a fun option, is to do some stenciling. Here we have a circle one. And I'm using shaded lilac on this one, on these two. If your stencil moves, it's no big deal. Just kind of line it back up. There we go. Another quick and easy option to add some coloring to these little envelopes to change them up. And you could use all different kinds of stencils and all different kinds of colors. These have dried, so let me show you how they turned out. So we have this here. You can see the different colored greens, and I really like how you can kind of see that yellow from this peeled paint kind of poking through there. And then this one here. And then I did this mica stain, the Villainous, let's see, Hocus Pocus and Ominous Twilight. And I don't know if the mica picks up on here, but it is showing up on the white. And I love, it's kind of like gathered around the edges of the little puddles. Hopefully that'll show up for you all. And then here's these two as well. And you really see it kind of puddling up there. But I think these are great bases. And then look at this on the black. That's really cool. And I love that, just adds a little more interest to the black. And then here is the paint, the tumbled glass and storm sky. I think those are so pretty. And you don't have to mix the colors. You could just go with one color or the other. So yeah, so here's a couple that I had decorated. Like here's one, kind of a sewing theme. And so just added a little image to cover up the Talbots and a button and a little bit of trim down here, lace and a little word. Here's another sewing one, added just a little cluster right there. And I left all that since it was sewing theme and just did a little collage medium stencil. Here's one more of a floral theme, a little stamping, and just tore out some images and book page and a little lace, added a little ribbon. Here's another sewing themed one. I love using the clothespin and a little piece of fabric and these sweet little ladies. And then here's kind of a Tim Holtz nod, and I love adding the this little embellishment right here and the pearls. And the washi, just use simple washi to cover up the extra button and lace trim. So make sure to come back, subscribe, and we will do a session of decorating these up. And I appreciate you all watching and all of your all support and welcome. I have quite a few new subscribers, so thank you so much. Make sure to hit that notification bell and come back and see how these turn out, how I decorate them up. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all on the next video. Bye.